All right, everybody, welcome back to our video lessons. Today we're going to be doing multiplying decimals. Okay, so we are going to be multiplying two rational numbers. All right, because we know rational numbers includes decimals, fractions, also whole numbers, and integers. Okay, so we won't do the warm up, but if you wanted to pause the video and try these, I'll give you that opportunity. Otherwise, I'm going to click through these so we can get to the new stuff for today. All right, we have 4 steps when we multiply decimals, okay? And it's not anything different than just multiplying regular whole numbers other than one step towards the end, okay? So multiplying decimals, step 1 is multiply just ignoring the decimals. So we don't have to line up the decimal points or anything when multiplying. We just multiply the digits across, okay? Step 2, count the number of decimal places in each factor, okay? So what that means is, if I'm multiplying, say, 2.3 times 1.74, okay, I want to count the number of decimal places in each factor, okay? Well, here's 1, and then here's 2, so I have 3. So step 2, my answer would be 3, okay? Step 3, once you get an answer, let's use that same example here, 2.3 times 1.74. Let's just say my answer is 3.68, or excuse me. Let's say we just multiply like normal, and let's say the answer is 38467. Okay? Step 3 says place the decimal in the product. It should have the amount of decimal places you counted in step 2. I always have to start from the right side. So I counted 3 decimal points in those factors, right? So I'm going to start my decimal here. I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3 places. So my answer would be 38.467. Okay, well, it's probably not right because we have 2 times 1, but it was just an example to say you always must start from the right when moving that decimal over the amount of places. Step 4, look at the signs of each factor and determine the sign of your answer. Again, we're going to have positive times a negative, negative times a negative, negative times a positive, and vice versa, all the way around. Okay? So if this was a negative 2.3, well, we know a negative times a positive will give us a negative. So that's all we'd have to do. Okay? Let's get to our notes for today. So, what you should write is, in your topic, multiplying decimals. Okay? Multiplying decimals. If you're using the same sheet as you're adding and subtracting, don't worry about an essential question. If you do have a new sheet, how can we multiply decimals? And that would be a question mark at the end, since it's our essential question. Okay? In my main idea side, I'm going to put let's just put multiplying. Because tomorrow we're going to get to dividing, okay? So let's do multiplying for today. Alright? Now here's my notes section like I normally have on the whiteboard, alright? So, step 1 was multiply. Oops. Multiply like normal. Okay? Oops. Ah! No! There we go. Go back. Okay, multiply like normal. Right? Ignoring the decimals. Step 2. Count factors decimal. Let's do that again. Let's just count the numbers to the right of the decimal. To the right of the decimal for each factor. For each factor. Okay? Step 3. Okay, if we think of step 3 again, we're going to, from the right in all caps, from the right, place the decimal. Place the decimal where it should belong. Okay? Step 4, we'll just write a question. Positive or is it negative? Question mark, question mark. So we have to go back and look. Do we have a negative times a negative? Do we have a positive times a positive? Okay? Pause these. Make sure you get all these notes down today. Alright, I'm going to keep moving, but you can pause this video, get them down, and we'll go through some examples. Alright, let's look at our examples here. I have negative 2.78 times 0.8. Step 1, multiply like normal. Okay? 8 times 8 is going to give me 64. Carry that 6. 8 times 7 is 56. Plus 6 is going to be 62. Okay, carry that 6. 8 times 2 gives me 16. Plus 6 is going to give me 22. Right? Now I can place a 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 7 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. Add these up. Not done yet. Okay? Step 2 says count the numbers on the right side of the decimal places. Okay? I'll do this in red. 1, 2, 3. 3 of them. Okay? Step 3 says place that decimal starting from the right. So, starting here, I'm going to go 3 places. 1, 2, 3. Done. Okay? So my numerical answer is going to be 2.242. Now, don't forget step 4. It was our question. Positive or negative? I have a negative times a positive. Negative. 2.242. And it's a negative. Okay? Example 2 here. Alright? Multiply like normal. 6 times 2, that's a 12. I'm going to carry that 1 up. 6 times 1 gives me 6. Add 1 more gives me 7. Placeholder is a 0. 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 1, 1. Add these up. Get 192. Okay? Now go to step 2. Count the numbers on the right side of the decimal. Okay? 1, 2 numbers are on the right side of those decimal points for our factors. Okay? I'm going to go back down here. I'm going to move it 2 places. 1, 2. Okay? I'm going to combine step 3 and 4 here. I just moved my decimal. I know I have a positive times a positive, which gives me a positive. So I know my final answer is going to be a positive 1.92. Okay? 1.92. So what I am going to ask you to do here is do 3 of these problems. You can choose whichever 3 you'd like to do. Then you must show the educator. Okay, so you will show me for math class 7.1. For 7.2, you will have Mrs. Burchell. So you will show Mrs. Burchell 3 of these problems. Make sure you get them right. I will give her the answer key. And then you can move on to the worksheet for today. Alright? So do these problems. Check them with the educator in the room at that time. And then you may start on the worksheet for tomorrow. Alright? Good luck.